Very cool. So, speaking of that particular scene, let's take a look at it now and revisit it. Watch the screen. Over and over and over again. It's so fantastic. And now you learn, more about what went into the props. You kind of look at it with different eyes each time you kind of see it. So pretty amazing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a bit of a surprise for you. All the way from the Warner Brothers Studio Tour London, we have the original Sword of Gryffindor with us now. Would you guys like to take a look at it? So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the gentleman that was wielding that sword as he brings it out, Matthew Lewis.
How you doing, Matt? Awesome. We got a chair coming out for you here right behind. You got some pretty good sword skills there, my friend.
Still got it.
It's been a few years.
What was it like using this sword and just going through that process of that shoot?
Just incredible. I mean, when you read the stories as I did as a kid, and reading about Harry pulling the sword from the hat in Chamber of Secrets, and then reading in Deathly Hallows that I was going to get the opportunity to do a very similar thing, was so exciting. And then to get on the set and actually see it for the first time and hold it, and I just feel it brings back a lot of memories.
Awesome. So you made a pretty amazing sword there, Pierre.
Thank you.
And there were, you were mentioning before, there were a couple different models that were made of that sword.
Well, in the original, when you first see it in chamber, it was built to the size that Daniel was at the time. So actually, when we came to shoot Deathly Hallows, we made it slightly bigger. But also there were some different variants as well, different ways we went about things. Obviously, there's a whole scene again of you pulling it out of the hat.
Are you talking about this sorting hat?
Yeah, this sorting hat here. So this is the actual one from the scene.
I'll pop this down on him before I do some damage. I mean, one of the things that I was fascinated by when we first got on the set was, how were we going to do it? How were we going to pull the sword from the hat? And I guess it kind of went a little something like this.
Still fun to do, right?
Yeah, it's still fun to do.
And this is the one. It's still working, which has amazed me more than anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to hand over to Pierre now to explain exactly how we did that, because I remember on set, they kind of took me aside and explained to me, but no one else on set knew how it was going to happen, and I pulled it out and everyone was like, oh, wow, it's amazing. So I'm going to let Pierre explain exactly how we did it, or how he did it really, it's not me.
Well, working on a film like The Potters, there's so much sort of modern effects and visual effects, but this was a great opportunity to use a really old magical trick, which is kind of part of what we do, and it's, well, when I do this, I'm showing the tape, but
It's basically a tape measure.
it's a tape measure. That's all you yeah.
Do you want me to hold the hat and you can try and get it to go back in?
That's all right. Here we go. Would you mind?
Yeah. I said try and get it to go back in.
Prop magic in reverse.
Oh, I've put him on the spot here.
There we go. So, Matthew, it sounds like it was a pretty fun time shooting those scenes and doing this in Leaves In. How old were you exactly when you started filming and doing these, not only the scenes with the sword, of course, but just the Potter series in general, and how was it maybe being away from home?
I started when I was, I think my first day would have been around, I was 11 years old. And to be 11 years old on a film set of a film that you've been looking forward to for years, just to go and see and remind me actually a part of, to be in, was just mind-blowing. And then the stuff, the production design of the sets that were developed by Stuart, and then all the props that were made by Pierre just added to the entire world, the universe. You know, in those early days, we didn't use a whole lot of green screen. All the sets were completely built in their entirety, and all the props were all built and made and crafted over. And as a kid, that was amazing. As an actor, it was even more special because you could just lose yourself in that world. And Pierre's a huge instrumental part of that.
And of course, while you were dealing with a lot of props, you also did have a something live. You had a trusted pet with you.
Yeah. I had a pet toad called Trevor. It was a bloody nightmare.
How so?
Well, I wish you'd made Trevor. I wish it was a prop. Because the real Trevor was actually called Harry, coincidentally. But he used to really enjoy relieving himself over me. Yeah, he peed on me a lot. And then we had a stunt toad for just such an occasion.
A stunt toad?
I cannot wait to see this guy try and sign that out.
Hold on, what is the sign for a stunt toad?
Amazing. Amazing. So we had the stunt toad come in and then take Harry away. Very pleased with himself he was, I'm sure. But then the problem was that the stunt one had a full tank, and that would just go and do the same thing.
Oh my gosh. So, sounds like a lot of great experiences. Now, we wanted to add a couple opportunities for some questions from the audience. So I believe we've got some people with you there. Stephen?
Yes, we have the Grey Lady and Nearly Headless Nick with us.
Ah, very nice. Welcome.
And they have a question for both Pierre and Matt.
Okay.
Hi, I was wondering, with so many wonderful props, which is your favorite?
Ah, okay. So many wonderful props. This is for both of you.
Wow. I guess my favorite. I mean, the sword was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's things we get to do as actors that are little childhood dreams, and the idea of being able to wave a sword around and kill the final Horcrux is just it's fantastic. So yeah, I think for me it probably is the sword of Gryffindor.
Pierre?
It's 10 years' work. I've got a massive list of the things we did. It's such a difficult ball. It's a common question. I love making the brooms. The brooms are because they develop throughout the films. And early on we mentioned about Dan having a thing. He was 10 years old, and but as we went through the films, adults started, obviously guys started growing, but then adults started going on brooms. And they were a real technical challenge, and even though they looked very straightforward, and really just for putting dust in the corner of a room. A lot of them had titanium cores and aircraft grade aluminiums in them, and all these things so that we could keep the aesthetic strong and keep it good. So they were in my world, in my little bubble, not only lovely things to make aesthetically, but underneath some really, we had to be really on it and clever to be able to facilitate.
Well, I'm gonna put you on the spot, maybe just a little bit. Talk to me about the gillyweed.
Gillyweed. Yeah, gillyweed. Well, obviously we had to make it edible, so we had to figure out a way of making something that looked pretty horrible and sort of seaweed. So we ended up using concentrate jellies and red licorice sticks and poppy seeds and other colourants to make them. We cast them and produced loads of these very sticky strips that we gave to Dan. And I'm sure after about the sixth take, he must have been tripping on the sugar king.
He ate a lot of that stuff.
I don't think it ever wore off.
Well, thanks for that very much. Jen, who do you have with you?
Hi, we have Jacqueline, and actually this is a question for Pierre.
All right.
Hi. So I know you mentioned slug horns, and Gregor mentions wands as being difficult to make, but what was the most difficult wand you had to create?
The most difficult wand you had to create?
That's a difficult question. I think they're all, sometimes they were difficult because they were difficult to get to the final design, so they went through different sequences. But I think there's certainly layers as far as the idea of manufacture. Slug horns was probably the most complicated because it had several layers of detail involved in it. So yes, I say slug horns was the most complicated.
All right. Thank you so much. And I believe we have one more. Yes, Chelsea.
All right, I have Amber from Colorado with a question for Matt.
Hi, Matt. I just wanted to ask you, have you ever actually been to the Warner Brothers Studio Tour London?
Yeah. I worked there for a bit. I went when it first opened a couple years ago, and I actually went like 2 weeks ago. I was going down to see David Heyman and to see the Fantastic Beasts being filmed over the road. And I thought, well, while I was there, I might come to the studio tour and see what's going on. And I mean, it's fantastic. It's to be back in that world at Leavesden and see all the sets and the costumes and the props that we all worked with for so many years. It brings a lot of memories flooding back, and it's very special that area now is forever to remain what it was when we were there. It's a lot nicer than when I was there. Leavesden was a bit grim, wasn't it, when we were
It was an old aircraft factory, so you had to walk around dustbins to catch a leaking roof and that kind of thing. And everything had a certain patina. In the winter, it was probably colder inside of it than it was outside.
Absolutely, yeah. It's very slick now, very, very state of the art, and as soon as we finished, basically, that's when they did it up.
So you've had to work with toads and snakes. Was there any other type of skill that you needed to learn? Pick up any special skills while you were doing the filming?
Yeah. I mean, I remember in Order of the Phoenix, David Yates came in as the director on that movie, and he had this idea to do like wand classes, like a wand master class to learn how to actually fire spells, and just rather than just doing that, he wanted to bring some kind of art form to it, and so a friend of his, Paul Harris, came and taught us how to do magic, basically.
Did any of those moves keep you safe from the Death Eaters?
Well, not entirely. There was an incident on Order of the Phoenix, actually, on that movie, where Helena, who's Bellatrix, was holding Neville hostage, and she decided she had this idea of really torturing Neville and teasing him with the wand, and she put it in my ear basically. Yeah, you know where this is going. And unfortunately, on that day, for whatever reason, we weren't using your stunt wands that you'd meticulously prepared just for such eventuality. They hadn't been switched out for the stunt ones, so long story short, she shoved that wand right in my ear so hard that it was an accident. It was a complete accident. But yeah, she perforated my eardrum, and I couldn't hear for about a week in that one ear.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she was pretty upset when she found out that she'd done it. I mean, being the concert professional that I am, I just carried on. And, it was, but any kind of grimace or pained expression is legit. Like that's me.
She was helping me before.
Yeah. But everything's healed up okay. You're all good now. Well, I said, is everything healed up okay?
That's fine.
That's awesome. So, speaking of Death Eaters, Pierre, you made the costumes for those. Of course, we've got some of the masks up here as well.
That's right. But we made the masks.
Speaking of those costumes and masks, we have some Death Eaters with us. Wow, let's give a round of applause. That was pretty intimidating. Very cool. Nice job. Thanks for coming. Well, hold on. Hold on. Something's going on. Grab a wand. Matt, you stay where you are. We'll protect you here. Here, hold on to this just in case. I'll grab another one. Defend yourself. Watch out. Here we go. Wait. Easy. They're on the left and the right. Oh, this is getting serious. Matt, why don't you take care of this? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Matt Lewis, and please welcome Paul Harris, the only Universe's wand choreographer. Where's Paul? There he is. Paul, thank you so much for joining us. And I gotta tell you, every time we watch these, either in the movies or when you do displays or the classes that you do, it's really a joy to watch. This is kind of a unique experience for you as well, because there is literally no one else like you that does this type of choreography.
There's no other film franchise that requires it, so...
Well, that kind of works in your favor then.
Yeah, this is it. So it's been fantastic this weekend, and you can still meet the Death Eaters over at the Expo. And guys, I don't know if any of you were at my wand workshops, any of the kids here, but if you were, I hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you again.
Yes, it's such a pleasure to have you with us and to have that talent out there. Was anyone out there at the wand class? And I know we had some participants here. I just don't know if you were able to make it over on this time. But please, I hope and I'm sure you'll be a permanent installation when they come back here in future years to come. But if you haven't, it is a joy and it is a pleasure. And I gotta tell you, the kids' faces when they're done there, they feel like I could have been in the movies doing these techniques. So
some of them were fantastic. They could have been. They were great.
Yeah, a lot of great talent out there. But thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give our friends here a big round of applause. We want to thank good choreographer Pierre Bohanna, the fantastic actor who played Neville Longbottom, Mr. Matthew Lewis, wand choreographer Paul Harris. Make some noise to these Death Eaters. They're pretty intimidating. And everyone at One Studio 2 in London, the making of Harry Potter. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your day here at Harry Potter Celebration 2016.